Okay, so this is a follow-up video to the breaking of the dry fast. Now, obviously, I didn't eat yet. I haven't eaten yet. It's kind of late. I mean, because literally the last time I had water or any kind of liquid or any fluid or anything like that was at 9 p.m. Right now it's 11:50 p.m. But it was 9 p.m. on 3 days ago. So I'm not gonna eat until tomorrow morning or whatever. But in a way, I kind of did this right. I'm doing the dry fasting right, more correct than I ever have in my life, or that I ever have previously. Because I'm actually waiting to start eating again, and this is literally all I had to drink, and I sipped on it. It's already been like 3 hours now. So Zevia, I had a little bit of Zevia. I sipped it. I didn't chug it, and then I had this for the first time. Matina, is that how you say it? Yerba mate by it's what's his name? Andrew Huberman's blend, because he's Argentinian. His dad's Argentinian, and I don't know how much caffeine it has, but obviously probably shouldn't be having caffeine this late, but it's Saturday or whatever. I'm probably going to sleep late anyway, and I don't care. It's like I'm probably going to want to wake up because I want to eat something, but I know sleep is important, but let's not think about that right now. But anyway, the reason why I wasn't going to record this video, but and I also had that glass of water, like 2 glasses of water or something. But seems like I'm chugging, but now I'm just kind of sipping. So I wanted to follow up because right now I feel like as mentally sharp as I did at my peak in my 20s. And I think I did experience a peak in mental performance or whatever, maybe when I was 20 or 19. I don't really recall, but like, I don't know, even a few years ago might have, but like a few years ago, the reason why was because I was relying on sugar, and sugar really can give you that mental boost, like on a level that you would never imagine. But anyway, I just wanted to say that because right now, like everything I'm doing right now that requires mental acuity and stuff is off the roof. My performance is off the roof. Like it's just, I'm so stimulated right now. Like my BDNF is probably off the charts, combined with a little bit of caffeine and stuff. Like I feel like I don't even, in fact, I should probably check my ketones, but I feel like there's like a combination of the ketones and the caffeine and the BDNF, because now I broke the fast. That's just like upsurging my mental acuity at this moment. Now, I'm checking my my heart rate. It's not indicative of somebody who had a high amount of caffeine, so it's probably more of a natural mental acuity rather than, because the ketones will regulate your system well anyway. And I'll just do a ketone test to show you that I'm probably in deep ketosis somewhat. Now, these days I don't really get into ketosis very easily because I'm usually at a ketone level like 0.3 because I'm super lean. That's my hypothesis, and I don't have a really high fat diet anymore. So when you combine that. So when you combine the leanness and the fact that I don't have that much of a high fat diet anymore, you're just not going to get ketones on an average. But obviously, if you're fasting and you go that far, even if you are super lean, you'll get the ketones eventually. And they were high when I checked. The last time I checked was 1.4, which is high for me. But now it does take quite a bit of fasting for me to get to those levels because of how lean I am, and because the body just doesn't want to use the stored fat. I mean, I have like 18, 19 pounds of fat stored only. So, it just doesn't want to do that. It might actually be 16 now at this point. I don't know. I just haven't gotten a DEXA for a while. But anyway, yeah, I'm like right now, I know I should be finished with this book, but usually like I'm not as stimulated by reading what I'm reading. Like I'm kind of like half awake in a way in terms of what I'm reading. It's kind of like, okay, I'm reading it, but it's like I'm taking it more factually. So like, yeah, I'm still reading this book. I think I'm on like halfway through. And it's talking about the gut microbiome. It's like kind of funny because, but and how it relates to addiction. But this is kind of an argument in terms of like how your body's not flushing things out versus your gut microbiome taking it in. So like if I could summarize the book, because of my mental acuity that I have right now, it's that and I don't know why I didn't think of it this way until now. Like now I feel I have this confidence of knowledge, I guess you could say. The summary of this book is basically, without you having to read it, is that the idea is that you're looking at ways that, or he's kind of like analyzing common, I guess, common like substances and common interactions that the body has, that the microbiome that would be interacting with versus what your body would interact with. So like if your body would normally be able to process whatever it is, well, basically the idea is let's analyze and see what the microbiome's doing instead. Taking that and seeing seeing what the consequence of that would be. So for example, like if you're addicted to alcohol or you're addicted to food or you're addicted to something, it could be because your body's not efficiently using it and your gut microbiome is using it instead. So, and it wants more of it. And so you're kind of like reaching for it more. So that's just one aspect, but you could look at it, but in the similar principles apply to like eating fermented foods and eating vegetables and stuff like that, because those things are the things with fiber, because those things, although they can get flushed out in the body, they're more useful for your body, for your gut microbiome versus the other parts of your body, because normally it would just get kind of flushed out if it wasn't there. So you're kind of like, once you start to understand, like have a good understanding of grasp the idea that there's that your body is separate from the gut microbiome, that you could kind of follow with what Dr. Stephen Gundry is saying. And it's kind of hard to see it otherwise, because you're kind of like, the more he says that there's a bidirectional relationship, the more I'm like, oh, I see. Because beforehand, I kind of looked at them as the same, like, oh, somehow the gut microbiome is the same as everything in your body. Like your body is comprised of, the liver, the pancreas, your bile ducts, and the liver, if I didn't say that, and some other things, but it's and that has to process, that is in itself is like its own biological thing. But you have to look at your gut microbiome as its own like biological species, so to speak, or that has its own system. So they're kind of different systems that can work together, because they're like relying on each other, and that's kind of how you have to look at it when you read the book. And then I was also continuing with the Brain book. Now I know I should have finished these books, but like I'm doing other things too. I just, I had some free time today, so I just figured I would read that, and it was kind of stimulating too. So it's kind of interesting because when I first started reading this book, I was so confused. Like I didn't really understand how to really navigate like what he's saying. And like a lot of the times you don't need to really understand or fully keep up with all the little details of what Stephen Gundry's saying, including the different types, the strains of the microbiome. You don't really have to do that, as long as you understand the bigger picture that I've described to you, because they're just kind of details at the end of the day. As long as you're keeping that in mind, and it kind of like feeds that idea, you're kind of like filling in the details of that. And so now I'm kind of picking up on what he's saying much more better, because now I can see it like that. But obviously I'm saying this from the point of view of somebody who has this BDNF going crazy because of breaking the 3-day dry fast and all that, right? So And I'm feeling the same way about the stuff I'm relearning for Red Vector. Like normally I would just kind of like tune everything out, like okay, click 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 click, and not really taking it all in. So like I'm going back to my engineering stuff because I have to do this for my PDHs, but and so I'm spending more time like kind of like comparing things, you know. Anyway, I just thought it was interesting to follow up on. Thanks for watching.